My experience with Alzheimer's is with my grandma. She was the center and the foundation of our family and faith. She was very smart, funny, a very good cook. She was sassy, feisty. She was really fun to be around.
My father had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and we recently lost him. He was a butcher by trade, but he was a writer, he was an artist, he was funny, loving. I mean, he was an awesome dad.
My grandmother passed away of Alzheimer's, and my sister was alone. She was in California. She was the only person that helped my grandma, and I only saw her every couple of years. But when I came in, she knew who I was, and she would look at me and say, "Who's that lady?" And the tears that ran down her face, I told her I would make a difference.
What really started to become the biggest symptoms was just the memory issues, repeating questions, losing awareness of where he was. That was where it really started to surface for us in terms of something really is up.
Really, when it became apparent to our family that it was something more than just memory loss was after my grandpa had passed away. My family actually believes that he might have been covering it up for her. And at the time, he only thought what he was doing was the best for her, protecting her and loving her. And it actually might have prolonged what could have been a treatment at that time.
When did you get diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
I have all these numbers, but it was 3 years ago. I knew something was wrong. I was fine, and I was home, and it was during the pandemic, but I knew that something was wrong. So my son called me up, and he came over, and he was all dressed up good, and I thought, oh, I'm in trouble, I think. And so he sat down, and he said to me, your girlfriends are calling me and saying me you need help.
The Alzheimer's Association, again, when my family was going through this 25, 30 years ago, they didn't have the resources that were there. So again, they were their own support system. Today, just being able to have them put on the Alzheimer's walk brings such a sense of togetherness as we can come together to honor her memory.
For me, one of the most memorable experiences I had at a walk. This one woman was by herself, and she looked a little concerned. So I asked why she was there, and she said she was there because she was afraid her sister had Alzheimer's disease, but she had not had a conversation with her sister and was able to connect her with somebody at the Alzheimer's Association who was able to talk with her, and then they developed a plan for talking with the sister, and to me, that's what really walk is all about.
It's really hard to describe. It's a feeling of togetherness, it's community. We make it a family fun event. It's not a sad day. It really is a happy day. We have music and Kona ice and face painting and just bubble bus, this stuff for people to do, and then we have resources that people can get that day.
Alzheimer's is a challenging disease, and it's a diagnosis that is feared by families. So my hope is for families that are noticing changes, memory, cognitive changes in a loved one, is to not wait, is to call the association, call your doctor, get in and find out the reasons why.